Hi everyone, welcome to week 2. Hope everything's going well for you. You've got week 1 down. Yay, congratulations. As time goes on, these things will get easier. You'll learn to manage your time, your assignments, the whole rest of your life, family, household, etc. It will get easier. This first couple weeks as you get into the new groove and rhythm is a little bit harder, and then as you get the feel for it, things will definitely get easier. But I hope you are all doing well. I thought we could do a wrap-up of how week 1 went. From my point of view, I'm starting to read people's forum posts, and those look really good. You guys have, I can tell, spent a lot of time doing your readings and putting a lot of thought into your forum posts. I really appreciate that. Remember that you need to post your initial form is do, and then you need to comment on 2 other people's forum posts, and then also respond to anybody who has responding to your post. So you guys are doing a really good job at that. So far, the ones I've looked at have been fantastic. Dig out those APA guidebooks. I know it's not terribly fun, but it is how we expect your initial forum post at least to follow grammatically correct. You don't need to do all the other things of a title page and all that kind of thing, but at least the structure, grammar, punctuation, etc. should be correct. And then make sure you just brush up on those references and how to post them, and cite your sources to make sure that you're following the APA guidance. And if you haven't used APA for a few years, it did change not too long ago, so make sure that you check that and that you are current. Excuse me. So, great job on week 1. We had the opportunity, Juliet and I were on campus this past week and got to meet with the students who will just be entering their clinicals this coming week. So that was really fun to be on campus and to see everybody who's excited and talk about where everybody's going and work on teaching hand maneuvers and suturing. It was just really fun to be all together as a group and live and in person, because last year we did this via Zoom, and it was hard to teach people how to suture via Zoom and deliver breech babies, etc. But we did it. But it's easier and way more fun to see everybody in person. So that's what we got to do last week. Now, looking forward into week 2. Let's see here. So assessing the whole person, the health history, substance abuse, and domestic violence screening. So that's what this week holds. Your readings will include Jarvis, of course, chapters 1 and 2. Chapter 2, you only need to do pages 16 to 21, chapter 6 and chapter 7. So you can get a start on that. Participate in this week's activities include another forum, and this is on substance abuse and domestic violence, so we can click on that. I know some people have started doing that work already. But you just need to select one of the following options to address, and then you're going to respond to a classmate that has picked the opposite scenario than you did. So option 1 is that different areas of the country struggle with different types of substance abuse. Research your community and see which type of substance is currently most prevalently being abused. So for us, I would say it's meth, unfortunately. But I know heroin is becoming more common. Cocaine is becoming apparent and more prevalent again. So check it out and see what's in your area. List and discuss what the red flags would be that can be assessed for during a clinic visit, or if a patient were to show up in your triage for an assessment, what you'd be looking for, whether they're pregnant or not. The second option is talking about domestic violence, including rape, stalking, and physical assault, and that is higher in minority groups than it is in non-Hispanic white women and men. the text says that little research exists about the effectiveness of screening and prevention efforts among racial and ethnic minorities and the effectiveness of therapeutic interventions to help survivors with resultant mental health problems. So we want you to dive into the literature and discover why that is, what are the barriers that exist that would be causing that, and offer up any solutions that you might discover. It's a very timely topic for that. So that's this week's forum post. So you can get started on that. And then looking ahead, I believe it's in Module 5. I hope I'm not making anybody nauseated by flowing through this so quickly. So look ahead. Module 5 is when you'll do the adult women's health history assignment. And we want you to try and start seeing who you could find to be a volunteer for that. Somebody who might meet the requirements. So let's just look at that together in case you haven't seen it yet, so you can start thinking about that and picking somebody out. So the person that you have identified for this paper is an adult non-family member client, preferably a female, who meets the following criteria. They have an acute problem like an upper respiratory infection, ear pain, shortness of breath, abdominal pain, and one chronic health problem that can be described in the past medical history. The patient cannot be adopted, and the reason is we need a family history to complete the genogram. So just start thinking about who that person would be, and these are the criteria. Again, that's in Module 5, so you can skip ahead and find that. If you need more details or want to see exactly what else needs to be done for that assignment. You guys have been doing a great job posting in the general forum. If you have questions, you can reach out to either Julie or myself. We try and respond within 24 hours. Last week was maybe a little bit slower because we were on site, but even so, I'm sure we were both checking every day. So look ahead, work on this week's assignment. I just want to leave you with a devotion for the week. It's from Jesus Calling. I thought it was very timely for us just starting into the semester. Might give you some grounding and focus to help you stay in the moment and remember what our focus is. So I'll just read it to you. Trust me in the midst of a messy day. Your inner calm, your peace in my presence, need not be shaken by what is going on around you. Though you live in this temporal world, your innermost being is rooted and grounded in eternity. When you start to feel stressed, detach yourself from the disturbances around you. Instead of desperately striving to maintain order and control in your little world, relax and remember that circumstances cannot touch my peace. Seek my face, and I will share my mind with you, opening your eyes to see things from my perspective. Do not let your heart be troubled, and do not be afraid. The peace I give is sufficient for you. So hopefully that's a good reflection and devotion for today to set you off on week 2 on a solid footing with a positive outlook. Remember to contact us if you have any questions or concerns. Otherwise, take care and enjoy the week.